We all grew up hearing stories about love, the fairy tales, the magical moments, the sparks that fly the first time your eyes meet. But real love, true love, isn't just a story about a perfect meeting. It's a journey. It's messy, it's beautiful, and it's built, not found. The truth is, true love doesn't happen to you. You create it. You don't sit back waiting for someone to come rescue you from your loneliness. You stand up and become the kind of person that someone amazing would want to journey through life with. True love starts with you. It begins when you realize that love isn't about losing yourself in another person. It's about finding someone who inspires you to be even more of yourself, more courageous, more joyful, more alive. The reason so many people feel frustrated with love isn't because love is impossible, it's because they chase the feeling but forget the foundation. Feelings come and go. Attraction can be instant, but connection is crafted. True love is not just a highlight reel of laughter, vacations, and date nights. It's also made in the quiet moments, the nights when you disagree but choose to understand, the days when the world feels heavy but you hold each other up, the mornings you say, "I'm still here," when staying is a choice, not an obligation. And let's be honest, true love will challenge you, it will confront your fears, it will demand growth, it will make you ask better questions about who you are, what you want, and how you give. So if you're looking for true love, don't just look for butterflies, look for actions. Look for someone who shows up when it's inconvenient. Look for someone who doesn't just say "I love you," but proves it in 1,000 tiny ways. And while you're looking, become that kind of person yourself. Be the love you want to find, because at the end of the day, the real story of true love isn't just about finding someone amazing. It's about building something amazing together. You are the author of that story. Pick up the pen and start writing the love you deserve. We've been sold a lie about love. Since we were kids, the story was simple. Someday, somewhere, you'll find the right person, like they're a missing piece of you that's just wandering around the world, waiting to click into place. And once you find them, it'll all just magically work out. You'll ride off into the sunset and everything will feel easy. But that's not the real story of true love. True love isn't something you stumble across like loose change on the sidewalk. It's not sitting out there waiting for you like a prize you've earned just by existing. True love is built. And the crazy thing is, even though deep down most of us know this, we still get caught up chasing the fantasy. We wait for the right moment, the perfect person, the spark that will change everything. We think, when I meet them, then my life will begin. But life doesn't work like that, and neither does love. If you think love is something you find, you'll spend your whole life searching, hopping from one relationship to the next, hoping the next one will finally be it. But if you understand that love is something you create, you realize you already have the tools to start building it. Right now, today, when two people come together and it just clicks, it's tempting to believe it's all fate or luck. But the truth is, behind every great relationship are two people who made a choice. A choice to show up for each other. A choice to communicate even when it was uncomfortable. A choice to prioritize growth over ego. A choice to keep loving even when life wasn't handing them a romantic movie script. Real love is not passive, it's active. It's created moment by moment, through decisions, through vulnerability, through the willingness to show up even when it's hard. Think about any strong relationship you admire, whether it's a couple that's been together for 50 years, or two best friends who feel like soulmates. Their connection didn't survive because they were perfect for each other from day one. It survived because they were willing to build something better day after day, conversation after conversation, compromise after compromise. We don't build love by waiting for someone to sweep us off our feet. We build it by sweeping the floor ourselves, by doing the little, unglamorous work that relationships demand. And if you're waiting for the right person, before you start putting in that effort, you're missing the point. The right person isn't found ready, made. They are revealed through the process of building something real together. This is why some people meet and fall head over heels, but months later, everything crumbles. Because initial attraction is easy. It's addictive. It's staying when the excitement fades. It's growing when things get tough. It's choosing each other in 100 small ways. That's where love lives. When you understand that love is created, not found, it changes the questions you ask. You stop asking, when will I meet the right person? And you start asking, how can I become the right person for the relationship I want to have? You stop looking at every date as a test of whether they're perfect, and start looking at it as an opportunity to see if you can build something while together. You shift from expecting love to feel effortless to expecting it to be meaningful, and meaning always requires effort. And here's the most empowering part. If love is something you build, then you're not powerless. You're not sitting around waiting for the universe to hand you happiness. You're an active participant in your own story. You have control over the standards you set, the energy you bring, the love you give. You get to choose the kind of partner you want to be, and in doing so, you attract someone who's ready to build with you, not just dream with you. True love isn't a prize waiting on a pedestal. It's two people with messy lives, messy feelings, messy histories who decide that building something beautiful together is more important than pretending it was perfect from the start. And if you can embrace that, if you can stop waiting and start creating, you won't just find love someday. You'll become love today. Because in the end, the love you're looking for isn't out there in the distance. It's in the story you choose to build moment by moment, choice by choice, heart to heart. If love is something we build, then here's the part most people miss. You can't build anything strong on a weak foundation. And the foundation of true love isn't another person, it's you. You are the starting point. You are the soil where love has to grow. And if that soil isn't nourished, if it's dry, cracked, and starving, no matter who comes along, the relationship won't thrive. It might look good for a while, exciting, passionate, full of those early fireworks, but eventually, the cracks will show. Because no relationship can fix what you refuse to work on within yourself. We think love is about finding someone to complete us, to heal us, to make us feel whole. But when you come to love hoping someone else will make you feel worthy, you put an impossible burden on their shoulders. You hand them your happiness and say, "Here, take care of this for me." And eventually, they will drop it, not because they're bad, but because it was never their job to carry it in the first place. Your happiness, your peace, your confidence, those have to be yours before you invite someone else into your life. Otherwise, love becomes a transaction. I'll love you if you make me feel good about myself. But true love, lasting love, it's not transactional. It's two complete people coming together, not two broken halves trying to patch each other up. The more you invest in becoming a person who loves their own life, the less desperate you become to be rescued from it. You stop searching for someone to fix your insecurities because you realize you're already worthy without anyone else's validation. You stop fearing being alone because you know you can create happiness on your own. And when love finally comes, it feels like an addition to your life, not an escape from it. This is why self-growth is not just important, it's essential. The work you do on yourself today is what protects your future relationship. It's what allows you to choose someone for the right reasons, not because they soothe your loneliness, but because they genuinely complement your journey. When you grow, you set higher standards. You don't settle for crumbs anymore because you know what it feels like to feed yourself. You don't chase people who treat you like an option because you already know your own value. And here's something else. The kind of partner you want to attract is also doing the work. They're growing. They're building a life they're proud of. They're looking for someone who's doing the same. If you're not evolving, if you're stuck waiting for someone to save you, you're not going to recognize them when they arrive, and they won't recognize you either. Growth is attractive. Self-respect is magnetic. Passion for your own life shines brighter than anything you could say or do to impress someone else. When you focus on your own growth, love doesn't become your purpose. It becomes a beautiful bonus to a life that's already meaningful. You stop asking, will they like me? And you start asking, do they fit into the life I'm proud to live? You stop trying to mold yourself to be chosen, and instead, you choose someone who truly aligns with who you are. Because the most powerful love stories don't start with two incomplete people finding each other. They start with two complete people deciding to walk forward together, not because they have to, but because they want to. That's the energy true love is built on. That's the foundation strong enough to weather any storm, and it always starts with you. We live in a world that worships feelings, the butterflies, the sparks. That rush of excitement when you meet someone who makes you laugh a little too hard, who seems to just get you in ways no one else does. And don't get me wrong, that feeling is beautiful. It's intoxicating. But it's not enough. Feelings are the starting gun, not the finish line. They get you excited to begin something, but they don't sustain you when life gets complicated, because sooner or later, that initial high wears off. Real life shows up with stress, with misunderstandings, with moments when you're not feeling the magic at all. And if you think feelings alone are enough to keep a relationship alive, you'll find yourself wondering why it all slipped through your fingers. True connection isn't something you fall into. It's something you build. You build it every time you choose honesty over comfort. Every time you have the hard conversations, the ones where your voice shakes a little, but you say what's real instead of what's easy. You build it when you listen not just to reply, but to understand. You build it when you make the decision to stay curious about your partner, even after the newness fades. Connection is crafted in the small, boring, beautiful moments that nobody talks about in movies. It's in the way you check in with each other after a long day. It's in the way you learn what makes them feel safe, and you actually care enough to show up for it. It's in the apologies that are real, not just the ones meant to shut down a fight. It's in the forgiveness you offer, not because someone's perfect, but because you see their heart and you believe in it. And the funny thing is, when you craft connection like that, when you're deliberate about it, the feelings people chase so desperately actually grow deeper. It's not the shallow excitement of a first date. It's the profound safety of knowing you're seen, heard, and chosen over and over again. We're all so quick to chase chemistry, but real intimacy isn't found in a spark. It's found in commitment. It's found in patience. It's found in the moments when you don't feel fireworks, but you keep showing up anyway, and somewhere along the line, you realize what you have is bigger than any initial rush could ever offer. When you treat connection like a feeling, you let your entire relationship be at the mercy of your moods. But when you treat connection like a craft, you start to see that love isn't something you feel every second, it's something you choose every day. And when both people choose it, when both people show up even when it's messy, even when it's inconvenient, that's when you stop being scared of losing it, because you're not standing on feelings anymore. You're standing on something you built together brick by brick, conversation by conversation, choice by choice. So if you want true love, don't just chase the feeling, learn the craft. Because connection that's crafted carefully, patiently, with heart and effort, that's the kind of connection that lasts, and it's the kind worth waiting for, fighting for, and most importantly, working for. If you're serious about building true love, there's another truth you can't afford to ignore. Love demands resilience, not sometimes always. It's easy to love when everything is good. It's easy to show up when life feels light, when you're laughing over inside jokes, when everything flows without effort. But that's not where love proves itself. Love shows what it's made of when things get hard. There will be moments when you misunderstand each other, When one of you says the wrong thing at the wrong time, when work stress, family problems, or old wounds creep into the space between you. There will be days when love doesn't feel as effortless as it once did, when you're not swept away by passion, but weighed down by real life. And in those moments, it's not chemistry that will save you. It's resilience, the ability to stay calm when emotions flare, the ability to listen even when you're defensive, the ability to stay open-hearted when you'd rather shut down and protect yourself. Real love isn't built by people who never hurt each other, it's built by people who know how to repair when they do. It's about choosing patience when you're frustrated, choosing to understand when you could easily judge, choosing to forgive when holding a grudge would feel so much easier in the moment. Emotional resilience means realizing that not every bad feeling is a sign that you're with the wrong person. It's understanding that conflict doesn't mean the end, it means there's something new to learn about each other. It's knowing that tension isn't something to fear, it's something to move through together. Because here's the truth most people miss. Any two people can fall in love, but it takes two strong people to stay in love. Strength doesn't mean never feeling scared, insecure, or angry. It means being able to feel all those things and still choosing connection over pride. Still choosing to reach for each other when it would be easier to pull away. When you're resilient, you stop treating every hard moment as a deal breaker. You start asking better questions. Instead of why is this happening to me, you ask what is this teaching me about love, about myself, about how to show up better. Because the goal isn't to have a relationship without problems. The goal is to have a relationship where you both become better at facing problems together. If you give up at the first sign of discomfort, you'll never experience the kind of deep, soul-level connection you're capable of building. If you run every time things get complicated, you'll keep starting over, chasing the illusion that somewhere, somehow, there's a love that won't require real work. But the love you're dreaming about, the one that feels safe, thrilling, and real, doesn't live in avoiding the hard moments. It lives in surviving them. It lives in the conversations where you say, I'm scared, but I'm still here. It lives in the nights when you're tired, hurt, and confused, but you still choose to lean in rather than walk away. Love isn't about never falling down. It's about learning how to get back up together. And the more you practice that resilience, the stronger your love becomes. Not because it's perfect, but because it's real. And real love, the kind that lasts, the kind that transforms, you will always ask for your strength, your patience, and your heart, even on the hard days. Especially on the hard days. If there's one thing that separates real love from the illusion of it, it's this. Actions always matter more than words. And the reason that's so important is because words are easy. Words are cheap. Anyone can say the right thing. Anyone can tell you they care. Anyone can promise you the world when they're feeling good, when the mood is right, when they want something from you. But actions don't lie. It's easy to fall in love with someone's potential. It's easy to fall for the version of them they describe when they're telling you all the things they'll do, all the ways they'll be different, all the dreams they have about the future. But the person you should be paying attention to isn't the one they describe. It's the one they show you they are, day after day. Consistency over time tells you everything you need to know, how they treat you when they're tired, how they show up when you need them, not when it's convenient for them, how they handle it when you have boundaries, when you disagree, when you're not just the easy version of yourself. Because true love isn't about someone giving you grand speeches about how important you are. It's about the way they make you feel important even when nobody's watching. It's about the way they protect your heart, not just in the good moments, but in the moments where protecting it feels like work. And the same goes for you too. If you want real love, you can't just say you're ready. You can't just tell someone you'll be there. You have to show it in the way you listen, in the way you respect their needs, in the way you prioritize the relationship when life gets noisy and stressful. Because love is built in action, in the follow-up text when you say you care and then actually check in the apology when you know you hurt them, not because you want to move past it quickly, but because you genuinely want to make it right, in the plans you make to build a future together, and the steps you take every day to make those plans real. Words can create a moment. Actions create a relationship. You don't fall in love with someone's promises. You fall in love with the way they consistently choose you, even when they have a million other things pulling at their attention. You fall in love with the way they make the ordinary extraordinary because they put effort into making you feel loved, even on a Tuesday afternoon when life is hectic and nothing feels particularly magical. The greatest relationships aren't full of endless declarations and big dramatic gestures. They're full of small, unremarkable actions that say, "You matter." The coffee they bring you when they know you had a long night. The way they make an effort with the people you love because they know they're part of your heart. The way they show up for your bad days, not just your best ones, and those small things over time become the unshakable proof that the love is real. If you ever find yourself confused about where you stand with someone, don't listen harder to their words. Watch their behavior. Are they choosing you with their time, their effort, their attention, or are they using words to fill the gaps left by their lack of action? The person who truly loves you will make it obvious. You won't have to beg for clarity. You won't have to wonder whether you're a priority. And that's the love you deserve to wait for, not the loudest words, not the biggest promises, but the quiet, steady actions that say, without needing any applause, "I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, and you can trust this." Because in love, as in life, what you do will always mean more than what you say. If you think about the most beautiful love stories, the ones that don't just last, but actually deepen over time, there's something they all have in common. They aren't just about two people who like each other. They aren't even just about two people who love each other. They're about two people who are building something bigger than themselves together. True love doesn't just exist in the emotional moments. It lives in the shared dreams. It thrives when two people aren't just obsessed with each other, but also aligned in the life they want to create. Because here's what happens when you don't share a purpose, when you don't share a vision. Eventually, you grow in different directions. You can have the best chemistry in the world. You can have all the laughter and the attraction. But if you're not dreaming in the same direction, you start feeling like strangers. You want different things. You value different futures, and love, no matter how strong it once felt, starts to break under the weight of misalignment. That's why shared purpose matters so much more than we realize. It's not about having identical goals. You're two individuals, and you're meant to have your own passions. But there has to be an overlapping vision, a sense that you're heading somewhere together, that you're not just living parallel lives, but a life you're consciously weaving together. And it doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't have to start a company together or travel the world backpacking hand in hand. Shared purpose can be as simple and as profound as saying, we both want to build a home where people feel safe and loved. Or we both want to live lives filled with adventure and growth. Or we both believe in building a family based on kindness and respect. When you have that shared direction, everything changes. Challenges feel less like threats and more like problems you solve together. Successes feel even sweeter because you're not just celebrating yourself, you're celebrating what you've built as a team. And in the hard moments, and there will be hard moments, that shared dream gives you something to hold on to. It reminds you why you're fighting for the relationship. It reminds you that what you're building together is bigger than any single argument, bigger than any temporary feeling of frustration. The truth is, relationships lose their magic when they lose their direction. When they become only about maintaining the day-to-day instead of creating a future. Without growth, even the best love stories start to wither, Because human beings are wired to evolve. We need meaning. We need movement. We need to feel like we're a part of something that's still becoming. And when you find someone who wants to build something beautiful with you, not just today, but 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you find a love that keeps getting richer with time, not emptier. It's not just about compatibility. It's about collaboration. It's about asking, how do we create a life together that feels bigger, fuller, more purposeful than anything we could have created alone? And answering that question again and again as you both grow and change and dream new dreams. Because the truth is, dreams evolve, purposes shift. But if you're willing to stay in the conversation, if you're willing to keep sharing your heart and inviting them to share theirs, you can grow together instead of growing apart. You'll find yourselves building new dreams as a team, redefining what success looks like, supporting each other's passions even when they stretch you, celebrating each other's victories even when they're outside the relationship. And that's where the magic happens. That's where love stops being a feeling you fell into and starts being a world you created together. It's not about living the same life. It's about living lives that support, inspire, and strengthen each other's journeys. It's about becoming co-architects of something that reflects both your hearts and grows because both of you are constantly breathing life into it. So if you want a love that lasts, don't just ask, how do they make me feel today? Ask, are we building something we're both proud of? Ask, are we dreaming together, not just about each other, but about the life we want to live? Because in the end, true love isn't just something you feel. It's something you build every single day with purpose, with intention, and with a shared dream that keeps pulling you forward together. So when we talk about true love, the complete story of it, it's not just about finding the right person. It's about becoming the right person. It's about recognizing that love isn't just something that happens to you. It's something you create, nurture, and protect every single day. It's understanding that while feelings may start the fire, it's connection, resilience, action, and a shared dream that keep it burning. It's realizing that true love isn't effortless, but it's worth every bit of effort you're willing to give. It's knowing that the best kind of love isn't the one that looks perfect from the outside, but the one that feels real, steady, and deeply alive on the inside. And if you're willing to build it patiently, courageously, and intentionally, you'll discover that true love isn't just something you find. It's something you choose every day, and in that choice, you'll find a love greater than anything you ever dared to dream of.